As I sit here on my plane to San Francisco, I ponder two things. A, I wonder what it'll like to work for my cousin. B, I wonder if my memories of Hawaii are accurate, such as how are the waves and how's the guava juice. But I'm not here for those reasons. I'm here for business, and that's it. What made you decide to start a zipline business?
I built ropes courses for about 15 years. A couple of years later, Dan here called and wanted to build a zipline course, and we said we could come over and do it.
I graduated college, went down, was living in Central America for a little while. I graduated in entrepreneurship just prior to traveling. My dad came down for about 10 days while I was down there, and we went to Costa Rica. Tried out some canopy tours down there. This is 2001, and so tried it out. And he started saying to me he thought it'd be a good idea to start a zipline tour in Hawaii. And so started talking about it more. I wrote a business plan, came back to Hawaii, which is where I grew up, and got a land deal, and he and I started the company together.
When we did that, I moved back to Maui. I quit doing medicine for 6 months, and he and I and a group of guys that ended up being our first group of guides, built the first course in the U.S. up on Hawaii.
There's all the gear, harnesses, stuff like that, and the helmets. There's the daily board, schedules.
Little blue loop that you've got right there, the stationary one. Yeah, hold that up. And you've got the sliding blue loop in back. Hold that up too. Now, you should have a waist loop. 2 lower leg loops hanging below. Don't sweat it, guys. We're going to come around and help you with it. But if you want to start trying to put it on like a pair of pants, you go ahead.
What are the main equipment you wear?
Okay, basically, we wear a Type 2 swimming harness made out of 2-inch nylon webbing. Stuff is just like what you have on your seatbelts. Can hold 5,000 pounds. Then, connecting everything together, we have these carabiners. There's 2 of them. One right here, one up here. These things can each hold 9,000 pounds. And they're an auto lock, which means to open it, you have to actually turn the gate and then pull it open. On this one, you actually have to push it down, turn it, pull it open. So that'll lock everything together. Then you got your lanyard or your tether right here. Same kind of stuff as the harness, 5,000 pound brake strength, nylon. Last but not least, you got your pulley with 3 brake points. So the line will run right here. You got your 2 sheaves or 2 wheels here that ride on the cable. And each of these points can hold 6,000 pounds. So holding everything together, minimum brake strength is 5,000 pounds. And then we got the helmet just in case everything else goes.
How'd you get the money to build it?
Basically, we did 2 things. One was that we took 4 limited partners that contributed $25,000 each, and they then get every quarter a good return on their money. And then the other was that I took most of my savings, which was about $160,000, and we used that. So between those 2, we had about $250,000 to get the thing going. Build the course, buy all the equipment, pay the employees before we could even open, and then get insurance and all the other things you have to do. And then when we finally opened, it took a while before we actually made money. So we were losing money for a year or so. The second one we built because the first one was making money, and we just kept putting it away, and we used all the money that we made on the first course to build the second course. Yeah. And basically we built it just on the profits from the first course. And neither Dan nor I have taken a profit from the company yet, and it's been 4.5 years.
What exactly is ecotourism?
Ecotourism is a focus on sustainable travel. It sort of fits in with the whole idea of creating a more sustainable world, trying to build a travel industry that's more responsible to the society that it's visiting, to the native culture. So here in Hawaii, obviously the native Hawaiians, being respectful towards them culturally, and then also environmentally sensitive in the operations and environmentally responsible. So,
Have you had any problems at all with, let's say, customers?
we haven't had any real safety problems with customers or anything. We've had, some rolled ankles, a couple of broken ankles. We've taken about 80,000 people through, and I think we've had 3 broken ankles total. So that's not bad, 3 and 80,000. That's the most serious injury we've had, and that's just something that happens hiking. So I mean, you take 80,000 people on a hike, and eventually somebody's gonna trip. I mean, we've had all kinds of stuff, all kinds of people getting angry for all kinds of ridiculous things. We actually got sued for the first time about 2 months ago and just got dismissed as being ridiculous because this lady was suing us for canceling her tour because there was thunder and lightning. So she had driven up an hour, there was thunder and lightning. She decided that because she had to drive up, and we tried to get a hold of her, left a message and all, we should pay for her whole trip to Hawaii for her and her granddaughter. So she's trying to sue us for $5,000 because there was thunder and lightning. So problems with customers, you get that kind of thing. But by and large, people have a really good time. People are generally fairly normal and, understand that, things like weather can't be controlled by the zipline company. So.
Have you had any problems putting up wires?
Yeah, pretty much. Building a zipline course is never the same endeavors. Every line is different, the terrain is different, the length of them is different, where you want to stop is different. And then there's just the difficult terrain itself when, the areas we've chosen are magnificently beautiful, and so therein lies the problems. We try to keep that area as clean and sustain the area as much as possible and have a minimal impact on it, and at the same time we're moving and trying to string thousands of feet of cable across some pretty tough landscape and sheer drops and water features and rocks and trees and centipedes here in Hawaii as long as your arm. So it's just kind of I wouldn't really say that they're major problems, but it's difficult to build one of these and really be nice to the environment at the same time.
First, we went to the shop at about 7 or so. Then we left in the van at about 7:15. We got up to the shack, hung out there for about half hour while they were putting on all the equipment and stuff. After that, they got in the pin scour, drove up. That's about a 10-minute ride, and it's really dusty road. But that's basic procedure.